Yesterday, great decision by the U.S. Supreme Court in favor of Mr. John Sturgeon. Mr. Sturgeon actually happens to be a resident of Senate District N, so I'm very proud to represent him. But he is defending the sovereignty of the state of Alaska by challenging the National Park Service's jurisdiction over navigable waters. And he won a decision yesterday in the U.S. Supreme Court, and so I congratulate him. But other great things have also happened in the month of March that I want to highlight, Mr. President, and that has to do with actually our ability to support ourselves from statehood. March 13th was last week, but in 1968, on March 13th, 48 years ago, was the first discovery and production of oil on the North Slope. So it's anniversary date last week. ARCO and Humble Oil announced Prudhoe Bay #1 discovery well. It produced 1,154 barrels of oil per day. Wow. I mean, that's hardly anything, right, compared to what we produce today, but it was the start. As a result of this great test well, National Journal stated petroleum has become Alaska's biggest new industry and that Alaska may become the richest oil state. How interesting. About 2 months later, ARCO announced a confirmation well was drilled about 7 miles away on the Sag River, where geologists had first spotted some oily sand. When the Sag River core was brought up and opened, a geologist present that day described it this way, I quote, "What came out was disaggregated sand, gravel, and oil that ran through the rig floor and into the rig cellar." Pretty amazing. It was this same area that 5 years before geologists had seen an outcrop. So an outcrop of soil, terrain that was saturated with oil. Right there on the surface, Mr. President. They described it this way. The sand had a strong odor, brown stain, and gave a definite oil slick on the water. They added, these sands are not good, but are more correctly called fantastic. After describing the details of the outcrop, a geologist said, if one cannot get an oil field out of these conditions, I give up. And so it began, Mr. President. Now, another great thing happened in March, and that was on March 27th when the Trans-Alaska Pipeline began to be constructed. That was in 1975. It took 2 years to finish it. Recently, Alaska Pipeline Service Company, a company we're very proud of, was again named for the 5th time one of the world's most ethical companies by the Ethisphere Institute. So some of the qualities they called out was the fact that Alaska Pipeline Service Company has a strong and consistent safety and environmental performance, sustainably designed to extend the life of the pipeline. They have corporate citizenship programs, excellent open work environment that encourages employees to raise concerns, and direct lines of communication between the workforce and leadership. So congratulations to Alaska Pipeline for the 5th straight year. Some are saying now, Mr. President, that, you know, it was a good run with oil, but it's over. Mr. President, I disagree with that. You know, we've got great companies, small companies up on the North Slope. Kalis is one. Armstrong is another that are making significant finds still up on our North Slope. Mr. President, I would opine that that good run continues. And March is a great month for Alaska. Thank you.